Hello students, I, Dr. Sakshi Patil, Associate Professor, Ophthalmology Department, Sangli, Bharati Hospital, Sangli. Welcome all of you to this new way of learning. So we have to adapt this new way of learning until this COVID quarantine goes off. So already we were studying about the corneal diseases. We have covered the fungal, bacterial and viral keratitis. So in continuation of this, we'll today study about next topics like acanthamoeba keratitis as well as some allergic keratitis. So coming to the protozoal keratitis, so most common amongst this is the acanthamoeba. Acanthamoeba, nowadays we find this keratitis in mainly the contact lens wearers. Why? Because nowadays the contact lens users are also many. So we should be aware of this keratitis and proper use of the contact lenses. Why? Because this acanthamoeba is a free-lying amoeba found in soil, fresh water, even well water, sea water and sewage. So the people who use the dirty water, they can also get affected by this acanthamoeba keratitis. So it mainly exists in two forms. One is the active form, that is the trophozoite form, and other is encystate form. Now coming to the clinical features. So unlike the fungal ulcers, bacterial ulcers and the viral ulcer, here the severity of the pain is very much more. The patient comes with a lot of pain associated with watering, photophobia, blepharospasm and blurring of vision. So there will be the history of contact lens wear will be there, or history of trauma with a vegetative material, or diving in a pool or sea water. The history will be there. And on examination with a slit lamp, you see the limbitis, that is in a limbus area, you see the lot of inflammation, lot of redness will be there. And adjacent you can see the coarse opaque streaks, yellow streaks, the radiating streaks you can make out. So those we call it as a radiokeratoneuritis. Okay, so adjacent to that there will be fine epithelial and subepithelial opacities also you can see. As the disease progresses, you may see the peripheral or the central or paracentral ring-shaped lesion you can see, and which may extend completely to form a ring ulcer. Associated with that, you can see the hypopyon in the interior chamber. So, what are the lab? Before going to the treatment, we should know the laboratory diagnosis. Here in this slide you don't have, but you can see in a book that is given. Okay, so how you diagnose this the disease is by sending the scrapings of the ulcer and go for the Kavich slide. In that you can see the cyst, amoebic acanthamoeba cyst can be visible. The one more specific stain is chalcophore white stain. With the fluorescent microscope, when you see, you can see the apple green colored acanthamoeba cyst, and you can culture this material on the non-nutrient agar, which is E. coli enriched. So in that you can see the cyst growing within a 48 hours. And nowadays one more microscopy, that is confocal microscopy. In that also you can make out a cyst in the corneal region. Coming to the treatment part, you have a non-specific treatment and the specific mode of treatment. So the non-specific treatment is using pomade or the atropine for the relaxation of the ciliary muscle, using lot of your tear drops, then using the dark goggles. Okay. Then using the for pain killers like NSAIDs you can use. So the specific treatment is the propamide, isothianate, neomycin drops and PHMB, that is polyhexamethylene bicarbonate. These are the treatment for this disease. But PHME and the one more drug, that is chlorhexidine, these are not available in the market. In how you get the other eye drops, these should be freshly prepared in the lab. Okay, so as such, these are not available in all the areas. So you have to get it from the labs where they are available. These are mainly available in the Pune as well as in Hyderabad, like LV Prasad Eye Hospital. Okay, so along with that, you can give aminoglycosides like neomycin and the paromycin, and you can use the imidazoles like clotrimazole and the miconazole. Sometimes in a severe cases, you can go for the combination of the drugs like hexamidine plus PHMB or chlorhexidine plus neomycin. So the initial treatment for mild cases you can use for 3 to 4 months, but in severe cases you have to go for 6 to 12 months of therapy in case of stromal lesions. So along with that, you can start the oral ketoconazole 200 mg BID, and with that you can, or itraconazole 100 mg you can use. In non-responding cases with this topical treatment, the last treatment, all of you know that it is the penetrating ketoplasty. You have to do with the undercover of this drug only. Okay. Now this is all about the acanthamoeba. So this is a picture. You can make out the ring ulcers, you can make out, and the severe the cases, that is the necrotic part of corneal ulcer where the entire cornea is involved. Moving on to the next disease, that is the allergic keratitis. In this we have three types, that is flictinular keratitis, vernal keratitis and the atopic keratitis. So let's study about today the keratitis. The vernal keratitis, we already know in conjunctiva that this vernal keratitis is more of allergic type of keratitis where which is more common in case of the young children, more of conjunctiva, mainly the limbal conjunctiva as well as your palpebral conjunctiva is there, and very big papillae are seen in the papillary upper lid papillary conjunctiva, in palpebral conjunctiva. So in that again we have the five types. One is punctuate epithelial keratitis, ulcerative vernal keratitis, that is shield ulceration, vernal corneal plaques, subepithelial scarring, and pseudoxydome toxon. So how they present as already we know that the lot of papillae are present in the upper eyelid, so the adjacent cornea is involved. So involved in the upper cornea, you see the small punctate keratitis, like pinhead shaped keratitis you see in the upper part of the cornea. When if they are not treated properly in the initial stage, they all fuse together, they can form a shallow transfer ulcer that we call it as a shield ulcer. Okay. And in further cases, what happens some of times, these keratitis like punctate keratitis, they may get sealed with these exudates, forming the debris like things, that is epithelial macroinrosions with a layer of altered exudates. And in later on in the healing stage, you can make out a ring ulcer or a ring scar or a half ring scar in the upper part of the cornea. And you may see again the whitish line in the upper part of the cornea, that is we call it as cupid bow outline. Coming to the treatment part, the main symptoms, before that we should know that patient definitely will have the rupee discharge and a lot of itchiness will be there, watering will be there, lot of redness will be there, photophobia and discomfort will be there. So that already we learned in allergic conjunctivitis. The same vernal conjunctivitis features will be there in keratoconjunctivitis also. So the treatment part, as the inflammation is more, we have to start with low steroids in the form of lotepred or FML drops we can start, or in severe cases we can start with prednisolone eye drops. in a tapered phase. And to stabilize these mast cells, we can use the mast cell stabilizers. Okay. Then topical antihistaminics also can be used with a frequency of 3 to 4 times. Then mucolytic agents, acetylcysteine can be used. Then the long-term anti-inflammatories in the form of cyclosporine. Like if it is in a very severe case, our patients are not responding to your steroids and all, you can start with the cyclosporine also. Then when large papillae are there, you can go for the supratarsal injections of steroids. If it is not responding to that also, resolving not for that also, you can go for the cryo application of those papillae. Then the final stage is the surgical excision of these papillae. So once the causative agent is removed, then automatically the corneal part you can save. So if in very severe cases, if ulcer is formed, so you can go for the glue BCL, or you can go for amniotic membrane transplantation, or you can go for the conjunctival the covering in that area, and go for the contact lens use, that is followed by the contact lens use. So this is the mode of treatment in case of vernal keratoconjunctivitis. So in next classes we'll cover the other topics. So till then, goodbye. For you, the assignment questions are one on Acanthamoeba, the causative organism. What is the you have to write in detail about the pathophysiology, the clinical features, the investigation part, and the treatment, as well as in vernal keratoconjunctivitis also the histopath, the pathophysiology, the causative, the organisms and causative agents, then clinical features and treatment part.